What if the most effective medicine for your heart, brain, immunity, strength, and emotional balance has always been within you, waiting only for you to move? Each time the body moves with intention, a subtle biochemical conversation begins beneath the surface of visible motion. Muscles contracting in rhythm do not act in isolation. They release signaling molecules into the bloodstream that communicate with distant organs. These chemical messengers influence how the heart pumps, how blood vessels respond, and how efficiently oxygen and nutrients are delivered to tissues. What appears to be a simple act of walking, stretching, or lifting is in fact a coordinated exchange of information that reshapes internal physiology in real time. As movement becomes a daily habit, the heart adapts by becoming more efficient. It learns to circulate blood with less effort, lowering resting heart rate and reducing strain on arterial walls. Blood vessels respond by maintaining their elasticity, allowing them to expand and contract smoothly with each pulse. This flexibility is crucial because rigid vessels create resistance, forcing the heart to work harder over time. Exercise preserves this natural suppleness, keeping the circulatory pathways open and responsive. The influence extends into the chemistry of the blood itself. Regular physical activity improves the body's ability to regulate glucose, allowing cells to absorb and use energy more effectively. Insulin sensitivity increases, meaning the body requires less hormonal effort to manage blood sugar levels. At the same time, exercise helps balance cholesterol by increasing beneficial lipoproteins and reducing harmful ones that contribute to arterial buildup. These quiet adjustments accumulate daily, gradually shifting the internal environment towards stability and resilience. Another essential effect occurs in the realm of inflammation. Low-grade chronic inflammation often develops silently, contributing to fatigue, stiffness, and long-term disease risk. Movement acts as a natural regulator, encouraging the release of anti-inflammatory compounds while reducing the signals that promote inflammatory stress. This creates a calmer internal state, where tissues can repair and regenerate without constant interference. Over time, this biochemical dialogue becomes a protective rhythm. The body begins to anticipate activity, preparing itself with improved circulation, efficient energy use, and balanced internal chemistry. Daily exercise stops being an isolated event and becomes a signal that life is active and dynamic, prompting the body to maintain systems that support endurance, vitality, and steady function throughout the day. When the body moves, the brain receives a message that life is active and worth adapting to. This message is not symbolic. It is carried by measurable biological changes that alter how neurons communicate and survive. Physical activity increases the release of growth factors that support the formation of new neural connections, a process known as neuroplasticity. These changes allow the brain to remain flexible, capable of learning, remembering, and adjusting to new challenges. What begins as a physical action quietly becomes nourishment for the mind. Blood flow to the brain increases during movement, delivering oxygen and nutrients that sustain cognitive function. This enhanced circulation supports regions responsible for memory, focus, and emotional regulation. Over time, this steady supply of resources strengthens the brain's ability to process information efficiently. Tasks that once felt mentally heavy begin to feel lighter, not because circumstances change, but because the brain itself becomes more capable of managing them. Mood is deeply influenced by this physiological shift. Exercise stimulates the release of neurotransmitters associated with feelings of calm, motivation, and emotional balance. These chemical changes help reduce the intensity of anxious thoughts and soften the weight of low mood. Rather than forcing the mind into positivity, movement allows the brain to return to a natural state of equilibrium. It creates a mental environment where clarity can emerge without effort. Regular physical activity also protects the brain from gradual decline. As we age, certain neural pathways weaken if they are not used or supported. Exercise acts as a daily reinforcement, preserving these pathways and encouraging the development of new ones. This ongoing renewal helps maintain memory, attention, and problem-solving ability over time. The brain remains engaged with life instead of retreating into slower, less responsive patterns. There is also a subtle psychological effect that unfolds during movement. The rhythm of breathing, the awareness of posture, and the sensation of effort draw attention away from mental noise and back into the present moment. This gentle redirection quiets scattered thoughts and creates a sense of mental spaciousness. In this state, the mind is not overwhelmed by past concerns or future worries, but anchored in immediate experience. Through daily exercise, the brain learns not only to think more clearly, but to feel more at ease within itself. The body structure is not fixed. It is constantly responding to how it is used. Muscles, bones, and joints adapt to the demands placed upon them, strengthening when challenged and weakening when neglected. Daily exercise provides the consistent stimulus these tissues require to maintain their integrity. When muscles contract against resistance, tiny fibers within them experience controlled stress that signals the body to rebuild them stronger. This process preserves strength, endurance, and coordination, allowing movements to remain smooth and purposeful rather than strained or hesitant. Bones respond in a similar way. They are living tissues that remodel themselves according to the forces they experience. Weight-bearing activity encourages bones to retain their density, reinforcing the internal lattice that gives them strength. Without this stimulus, bones gradually lose minerals and become more fragile. Regular movement acts as a reminder to the skeletal system that it must remain sturdy, capable of supporting the body through daily tasks and unexpected challenges. Joints benefit from motion in ways that are often overlooked. Movement circulates synovial fluid, the natural lubricant that reduces friction between cartilage surfaces. This nourishment keeps joints supple and reduces stiffness, especially as the years pass. When joints remain mobile, posture improves naturally, and the body aligns itself with less effort. This alignment reduces unnecessary strain on ligaments and tendons, preventing discomfort that often arises from prolonged inactivity. Balance and coordination are also refined through regular activity. The nervous system continuously updates its understanding of body position through sensory feedback from muscles and joints. Daily exercise sharpens this communication, helping the body respond quickly and accurately to shifts in posture or terrain. This responsiveness is essential for preventing falls and maintaining confidence in movement, particularly as physical resilience changes with age. Over time, these adaptations translate into a form of physical independence that is deeply empowering. The ability to rise from the floor, carry objects, or climb stairs without assistance becomes a quiet assurance that the body remains capable. These are not dramatic achievements but essential expressions of autonomy. Through consistent use, the body retains its capacity to support everyday life with steadiness and ease, allowing movement to remain a source of freedom rather than limitation. Beneath the surface of daily life, the immune system operates as a vigilant network, constantly surveying the body for signs of imbalance or intrusion. Its effectiveness depends not only on the presence of immune cells, but on how efficiently they circulate and communicate. Regular movement enhances this internal patrol by increasing blood and lymphatic flow, allowing immune cells to travel more freely through tissues. With each bout of activity, these cells are redistributed throughout the body, improving their ability to detect and respond to potential threats before they escalate. Exercise also influences the signaling environment in which immune cells operate. Physical activity encourages the release of anti-inflammatory compounds that help regulate the intensity of immune responses. This balance is essential because an immune system that is too sluggish fails to protect, while one that is overly reactive contributes to chronic inflammation. Daily movement gently guides the system toward equilibrium, where it can respond precisely without causing unnecessary strain on healthy tissues. The lymphatic system, often overlooked, plays a crucial role in this process. Unlike the circulatory system, it does not have a central pump and relies heavily on muscle contractions to move fluid. When the body remains inactive, lymphatic flow slows, allowing waste products and inflammatory substances to accumulate. Movement acts as a natural pump, clearing this fluid and supporting detoxification at a cellular level. This cleansing effect contributes to overall vitality and reduces the background stress that burdens the immune network. Hormonal changes induced by exercise also support immune resilience. Moderate physical activity reduces stress hormones that can suppress immune function when elevated for long periods. At the same time, it promotes the release of substances that enhance the readiness of immune cells. The result is a system that remains alert without being overwhelmed, capable of responding quickly while conserving energy for genuine challenges. Over time, this consistent stimulation becomes a form of rehearsal for the body's defenses. The immune system stays practiced in mobilizing resources, communicating across tissues, and resolving minor disturbances efficiently. Through daily exercise, the body cultivates an internal environment where protection is maintained quietly and effectively, allowing health to be sustained with less effort and fewer disruptions to normal function. There is a moment during daily movement when attention shifts inward and the noise of the external world softens. Breath becomes noticeable, posture becomes deliberate, and the rhythm of effort creates a steady focus that is difficult to find in stillness. This experience is more than physical exertion. It is an encounter with the body as a living presence rather than a background vehicle. In this space, awareness deepens and the connection between mind and body becomes tangible. Regular exercise cultivates a gentle discipline that extends beyond the activity itself. Choosing to move each day reinforces a sense of agency, a quiet reminder that well-being is not entirely determined by circumstance but influenced by personal action. This repeated decision builds confidence not through intensity but through consistency. Over time, the act of showing up for movement becomes a form of self-respect, a message to oneself that health and vitality are worth attention. This daily ritual also shapes emotional resilience. Physical effort provides a safe outlet for tension that accumulates from responsibilities, uncertainties, and mental strain. As muscles engage and the heart rate rises, emotional weight often begins to loosen. The body processes stress through motion, allowing feelings to settle without needing to be forced or suppressed. After movement, there is often a sense of lightness that arises not from distraction but from release. A deeper psychological effect unfolds as familiarity with the body grows. Subtle signals such as fatigue, tightness, or ease become easier to recognize. This awareness encourages more compassionate self-care, guiding decisions about rest, nourishment, and activity with greater sensitivity. The body is no longer ignored until discomfort demands attention, but listened to as an ongoing source of information. Through this process, exercise transforms from a task into a relationship. It becomes a daily conversation in which the body responds with clarity, strength, and steadiness. This connection fosters a feeling of wholeness, where physical movement supports emotional balance and mental calm. In this rhythm, the individual experiences not just improved health, but a deeper sense of being present within their own life.